18 years old, thousands of dollars in my pocket, I found myself sitting in a local county jail, facing 10 to 20 years in prison, and that was so monumental. I reached out to the best attorney that money could buy, and I paid him thousands of dollars. 18 years old, shackled and handcuffed to some man that I didn't even know. We were sitting in the same bus seat, sent to the same prison. This guy was doing life in prison, and I was just sent to prison for a small amount of time. The first words I heard walking in the back gate of this maximum security prison is, "I'll give you a shank for your watch." And I said, "What did you say?" And the sincerity and the reality began to set in that I am going to prison. I am now in prison, hopeless. Friends are gone. Society seemed like I had been forgotten. I had been forgotten, it seemed, by society. But you know what? Jonah was not forgotten by God in the belly of that whale. These men and women, no matter the atrocities maybe perhaps they've committed, they have not been forgotten by God. And I remember so well the volunteers that would come to sing. I remember the Gideons that would come to preach and to speak. I remember the volunteers that would come in, AA and different people for church services. And what a blessing and an inspiration from the outside world when a drought is so dry, the ground is so dry, and a drop of dew comes to encourage us. Sad reality is prison doesn't change one's life. It doesn't have the ability, a program for drug addiction or alcoholism doesn't have the ability to change one's life, because without Christ, change internally is impossible. And the beauty that I've told the inmates is, as the internal begins to change, the external comes into conformity with the internal. That's the beauty of the gospel. 12 years out of prison, sick and ready to die. Thought I had it together, a fancy ski boat, fancy convertible, fancy this, fancy clothes, fancy watch, lots of money, sick and ready to die. I was suicidal. I was going to go back to prison, or I was going to die. And I went to a treatment facility because I wanted off this train to destruction. I no longer wanted the narcotics to overrule in my life, and I wanted hope, and I wanted help, and I wanted happiness. And so I went to a treatment facility for the first time in my life. And the doctors tell me I need methadone, and they tell me I need Antabuse, and I was so sick and so tired and hurt so bad. You see, I threw my narcotics in the parking lot before I walked into this treatment facility because I wanted something different, but yet they wanted to give me more drugs. And I went in my room and I pushed the bed up against the door, and I was in the valley of decision. 35 years of failure, 35 years of try, and there I was, hopeless. And there was a knock on my door, and it was a Seventh-day Adventist pastor. And he came in and he wanted to know if he could have prayer with me. And out of respect, I was real confused and messed up, and I said, sure. He had prayer with me and he left the room. I don't remember what his prayer was, but he left me hope. He left me a drop of hope. And I walked over to my picture window that Friday afternoon back in November, many years ago. And I saw the most beautiful sunset that I've ever seen in my whole life. And see, I remember as a little child hearing there's no two snowflakes ever created the same. I never was in a school with a microscope. I never saw that with my own eyes. But I'd heard that. And as I looked at that sunset, I said, man, if God can paint that to be gone in a moment of time, somehow He surely can help me. And I kneeled down in my hospital room many years ago, 35 years of failure, probably 25 years ago. And my only prayer was, dear Jesus, please help me. I want to quit, but I can't. I think that's 12 words. I said, dear Jesus, please help me. I want to quit, but I can't. By God's grace, that same pastor's wife, some months later, had the idea of making packages for the folk down at the county jail. And that's how this ministry started. When God's involved, every life is essential for missionary evangelistical opportunities. It says in Psalms 25, verse 8, good and upright is the Lord, therefore will He teach sinners in the way. And so as we've all come to the knowledge of the Lord, we've been on a different path, and He's continued to call us and draw us. And that's what prison ministries is about, specifically Christmas Behind Bars. When we visit a jail or prison, we have the opportunity to visit every inmate in the whole prison. So we make gift packages for those people that are in our jails and prisons. And I just want to let you know you can be actively involved. I just went to the post office this morning and we received used Bibles and devotional books. Nice Bible. We're very thankful. We're asking you if you would help us to get Bibles for these prisoners. Great controversy. Just came in the mail this morning, and that's a used Bible. This here's a used Bible. Very, very good shape. You know, all of the inmates would like to receive a new Bible. A new Bible is a wonderful blessing. But if you can't afford or aren't able to contribute to Christmas Behind Bars for the cause of Bibles for prisoners, you can surely collect used Bibles, garage sales, make a box, put it at your church, and you can box those up and send this to us at Christmas Behind Bars, that every inmate can have their own Bible. The beauty of prison ministries is a people group who want change for their life, and you can partner with us. The Furtherance of the Kingdom of Heaven, ChristmasBehindBars.org.